to my channel, The Baking Diva. Today, we're going to do part 2 of my series, Baking with Bacon. Who doesn't like bacon? But before we get started, I want to give a shout out to my good friend Camille. For my birthday, she made me some aprons. This is a fall apron. It says on it, give thanks, and on the bottom is beautiful pumpkins and fall leaves. And for Christmas, she made me another one. It's kind of like the Diva's Santa outfit. So when it gets closer to the holidays, you'll see me wearing that. So thank you, Camille. So today we are going to make my loaded bacon cheddar bread. You heard me. Who doesn't like bacon? Who doesn't like cheese? Who doesn't like bread? So, are you ready, cameraman? The heck?
Yes!
Let's get started. First thing we're going to need is a large mixing bowl. Now, to that mixing bowl, we are going to add 3 cups of warm water. And to the warm water, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. I'm using this Fleischmann's Rapid Rise instant yeast. It's fast acting. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons to the warm water of the yeast. I've already pre-measured it. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. And to that, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons, well, that was 1 teaspoon of salt. I need 2 teaspoons of salt. Diva, you don't want to make a mistake. You got to put enough salt in there. I need 2 teaspoons of salt. And next, I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of regular sugar. 1, 2. All right, I'm just going to give that a quick stir, and I'm going to let this just sit here for a few minutes. While my mixture was sitting, I have here a 1-pound package of thick cut bacon. This is natural hickory smoked bacon. You're going to need 10 slices of the thick bacon. So I baked mine in the oven at 375 degrees. I checked it after about 20 minutes. It wasn't quite done, so I kept checking it for a few more until it was nice and crisp. Now, what you're going to do with your bacon is once it's cooled and it's hardened, you're going to chop it. I have kitchen shears. So what I did is I chopped my bacon up into little pieces about this big. Now, you're going to reserve a little bit of that bacon for the top. So I just took a little bit and I put it aside because you don't want to use all your bacon. And what you're going to do is you're going to grate some cheddar cheese. I used some extra sharp Vermont cheddar. It's actually Vermont sharp, it's not extra sharp, but you need cheddar cheese. You need to shred it yourself. Don't buy the one that's already shredded in the bag. You want to shred this yourself. You're going to need 2 cups of it, plus you're going to need a little bit of reserve for the top of the loaves. This recipe is going to yield you 2 loaves of bread. So I got lucky when I started shredding my bar. It yielded me 2 cups, and I had enough left over to sprinkle on the top, so I was good. So we're going to take the mixture that sat here for probably about 10 minutes. You really stir it a few times because you want the yeast to dissolve. Now to that mixture, I'm going to add 6 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to have to stand for this. This is heavy. So I'm going to slowly add in my 6 cups of flour. There we go. Put that aside. I'm going to add to that flour my 2 cups of grated cheddar cheese. I'm going to add the bacon. It's going to be the 10 pieces of chopped bacon minus a little bit like this that I saved to put on the top. So I'm gonna put the bacon in. Oh, it smells so good. Bacon, bacon, yes. And I'm gonna add a little bit of fresh black pepper to your liking. My husband, the cameraman, loves pepper. I'm not really fond of it, so he usually peppers his own food. All right, and then I'm going to mix that. Now, after I get that all mixed together, it's gonna look a little messy. The dough is gonna look a little, the mixture, a little, I guess you could say like shaggy. But we're gonna get it mixed. Don't worry about what it looks like. And once I get all this mixed, I'm gonna cover it with a nice clean towel. And then I'm gonna let it sit in a warm place with the towel over it for 1 hour. So I'll be back in an hour to show you what we do next. Alrighty, so I set my timer for an hour, and I've had this in my family room covered with the towel. It's a little bit warmer in there. So let's see what this little baby looks like. Let me do the unveiling. Ta-da! All right, look at that. Rose right up to the top of the bowl. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this out and put it on my floured top. Whoa! Look at that. Don't mind, that's fine. Going to be very gooey. Get everything out of the bowl. We put this aside, and then we're going to knead it on the floured board. It's fun. It's like playing with a silly putty. Like I said, you don't have to worry. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as when you're kneading it like this, you just want it to all come together. As long as it comes together, it's fine. You got the flour on the board, it's fine. I'm using my hands. They're nice and clean. I just washed them. I prefer to use the hands rather than the gloves. Here we go. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is going to make 2 loaves. 2 nice sized loaves. So this looks good. I'm going to knead this together and I'm going to divide it in half. All right, looks good. What do you think, cameraman?
Looks spectacular.
Looks like it all came together.
Surely did.
All righty. So I have 2 pans here. These are ceramic loaf pans. You can use any loaf pans you have. I don't think it's necessary to spray them, but to be on the safe side, I like to spray them. I sprayed them each with a little pan. So I'm going to divide this dough. Ooh. And then I'm going to swirl it around a little bit more in the flour. And then I'm going to put 1 into each of the loaf pans. Now, the one thing about this recipe is the baking temperatures are strange. Like, I preheated the oven to 400 degrees, but it's only going to cook in the oven at 400 for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to lower the temperature to 350. I'm going to put that in there, move this over. So when I lower it to 350, I'm going to lightly cover each one with a piece of aluminum foil. And then I'm going to reduce the heat to the 350, and it'll bake at 350 for about another 35 minutes. Then after the 35 minutes, I'm going to remove the foil and let it bake uncovered for about 10 minutes. But I'm going to put all of these directions for you in the description box. So now these are fitting in the pan just fine. What I'm going to do is, remember the reserved bacon and cheese we had? I'm going to put some of that on top of the loaf. So I'm going to sprinkle some of this cheese on top. And then I'm going to put some of the bacon on top. Now, you heard my oven. The beeper just went off. It's all preheated at the 400 degrees. So I'm going to top it with some bacon. So I'm going to get these little babies in the oven, and I will take care of adjusting the temperature and putting the foil on. And as soon as they're all done, I'll take them out, and then I'll be back to show you the finished product. So here we have it, 2 gorgeous loaves of my loaded bacon cheddar bread. It smells divine. What do you think, cameraman?
I'm just waiting to get that Irish butter on that slice.
All right, well, it's still warm. So
That's what I want. I like it warm.
Well, I'm going to take a slice now. This happens to be a very unusual bread knife that I bought at a craft fair once. It's all handmade. I'm going to see if it works.
Oh.
So here we go.
I thought it was for a violin.
Mmm.
Nice and thin for the cameraman.
Whoa.
Whoa, that looks
Whoa,
good.
let's see.
Oh, I love the end.
Look. Oh, look at that. Cheddar, pieces of bacon in there. It smells so good.
Yeah.
So, if you liked what you saw and you want to see part 3 of my baking with bacon, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and bing, hit the little bell next to it. Otherwise, you won't get a notification. If you hit that little bell, YouTube will give you YouTube will give you a notification when my next video comes up. So get a load of this loaded bread. Good. I'm gonna take a little bite.
Don't touch that one.
I'm gonna give the cameraman a piece, and I hope to see you soon, because I promise you the next bacon recipe is going to be outrageous. Toodles!